Hey guys, Morgan's Maintenance. Today's tour review is going to be a new product from Klein Tools and something that they're really not known for, and maybe you can tell by the chalk on my hands, and I'm just going to leave it on there because I'm going to get more on there throughout this video. But it's their new chalk lines that they recently came out with. I saw their own videos on YouTube about them, and this is their auto retracting chalk line. I bought the 50-foot version. They have a 100-foot version, but I'm not sure if the 100-foot is auto retracting because they have a manual version as well. And this one that I got is the CHLK50R. I think they also have a CHLK50B, which is blue, because I bought the one with the container that comes with it is the red chalk, as you can see here. And again, I'm not going to flip it upside down because it's going to throw chalk all over the place. But again, you can get it in blue as well. That comes with one pack of the blue, and then these are basically, I guess you could refill them if you wanted to take them out and refill them from this side. But because these are, self-contained, you can buy the chalk and refills in a pack of 4 for $10 a piece, to where you can just slide these in and out, I guess, or whatever you want to. I also bought for, I think it was $9 or $9.99, the CHLK00, which is a refillable version, which has a spot here that you can open up and refill your chalk and just leave it on there all the time, like a normal chalk line that you would use. So I bought that one, and the reason why I bought the red is because I've always got blue chalk. I buy it in bulk because that's what I use in my drywall patching. So I'm going to make my blue one be that refillable one, and then also the red one I can just buy more packs if I wanted to, if this chalk line works out for me, because as I'm going to discuss it over the course of the video, I don't know that it's really a great fit for many people. But I'm going to go ahead and show you what I found out by using it anyways, and then we'll just go from there. But let's go ahead and get into this chalk line. So we start out looking at this packaging. You can see the very top up there, it says auto retracting reel quickly rewinds 50 feet of thread with the push of the button. And again, the way that works, and I'm not going to put the chalk on here because again, I don't want to get it all over the place. I'm going to show it to you here in just a minute. But you basically press this button over here. You got reel and stop. The stop button doesn't do anything, but the reel, when you press that, you can pull some out. And then whenever you let that loose and you press that reel button, it winds it back in place. Now, as far as the features on this, before I show you that, it has this end on it right here, which I'm not too crazy about because this isn't really thick enough to even go over a piece of drywall, so it kind of catches on things weird. They did it like that so that when you retract it, you can put it into this slot here and then press that in and retract it, and that holds it in place. I'm not a big fan of this, to be honest with you. It's not my favorite thing. I'm probably going to try to cut that off and just let that hang out here because I'd rather mine be flat, like on my Tajima here that I normally have been using. I prefer it just to be like an L like that. That little lip that comes back right there makes this a little bit harder to use, in my opinion. But again, that's basically how it works. And then while the reel retracts back in, it's got this little piece of fiber right here that kind of wipes your chalk off and does that. But let me go ahead and show you the speed of it as far as for winding it back in. So I put all 50 foot of line out here. I've got it out in a kind of a straight line, but it crisscrosses and things like that to see if maybe it gets tangled, but it's still point A to point B. I didn't go from one end to the other. I think if you did that, same as any other chalk line that you wind up, it's going to get tangled, and maybe more so with this because of the speed in which this does that. But I'm basically going to show you the speed here, and again, to use this, you just press the reel. You'll see it kind of come in a little bit here, but if I stop and let go of it, it stops, doesn't wind it in. Even though this says stop, that doesn't press in, that doesn't do anything. But again, just to give you an idea of the speed difference of pulling in 50 feet using this chalk line versus maybe a manual one where you're going to have to sit there and crank it in, just to show you that, I'm going to press the button and suck it all in real time so you can see the speed in which this works. Now that was all 50 feet. Obviously it's going to be a lot faster in shorter distances. This is probably somewhere around 8 foot, which is what I would typically use it for on a sheet of drywall or something like that to get me a snap line. So here we're going to reel this in. So again, it's pretty decent as far as the speed. It's probably for sure faster than just sitting there manually cranking it. Is it crazy faster? I don't really know for sure, but it is probably a little bit better. But that's if it continues to work in the way that it wants to, because if this thing quits working, then you're stuck with, I can't do anything with it, other than going in. They've got instructions on how to change out the thread or make it wind better and things like that. You can look those up if you want to, but you're kind of stuck with this button needing to work. So over time, we'll just have to see how that works out. Again, this is a new tool. I'll always comment, my first comment, if I ever have a problem with any tool on any of my reviews, make sure and check that comment section and I will update there. So the next thing on the package says, fast, mess-free loading and or color swapping with Klein Tools interchangeable chalk capsules. Again, you can get the red, the blue, or this one here, the blue one that I've got that you can refill yourself. And it's not very hard to change those out. Again, you just take this and slide it on here like so, and then I'm going to do it like this because you don't want to turn this over. So to me, you almost always want to do this upside down, or at least like this. You slide it into place, slide that up in there, click that in, that locks it into place, which really this doesn't necessarily have to be on there, but that's just some extra, you know, security, I guess, in a way. Would I call it mess free? Not 100%. I think that, you know, the fact that they say mess free, that means to me there would be zero mess. There is mess. Now maybe whenever you first buy these, you can see that it's got that foil on the back side. Maybe when you first put one on, mine came already on in the package, so maybe that's what they're talking about. And again, I didn't buy any of the other ones. They're not crazy easy to get on and off as well. You got to kind of really pull on them pretty decent. And then when you pull it back off, you know, unless you turn it upside down and beat all that out to start with, it's still a little bit messy. So mess free, I'm going to say is a no. I don't care if you got the ones in the package or not. There's never going to be a mess free option with this. As a matter of fact, I think it might be a little bit messier, in all honesty, than just opening up a tab and putting the chalk in. So it also says that it does color changing. So let me show you that now. You can see here that I'm going to do a blue string. I'm going to do a blue chalk line. I'm going to snap that line. It's going to be blue. And then now I'm going to change it out to the red. And I'm going to snap a red chalk line and see if it's red. And it seems to be, you know, so the color changing aspect of it does seem to work. So if that's something you're looking for, that's a possibility of something that this might be useful for you. To me, that's really the only big advantage of this chalk line. Is the push real nice? Yes, but you can see here that there's times even now with it being brand new that as I pull this string out, it's not reeling back in. I had some times where it got stuck like this. You can see I'm pressing in the button. It's not doing anything. Then you have to press the button, pull it out a little bit more usually, and then it will start to retract after that. So overall, is it a hit? My opinion is no. It's a bigger chalk line than many of your other ones that are out there. You can see that size comparison there. This one's the Tajima CR201R. It's a lot bigger. The button's probably going to not work 100% of the time. And then this little end on it right here, I don't like it at all. I just absolutely don't like it. And to me, maybe I'm doing it wrong, but it's a lot messier to me in changing these, unless you just basically, you have to teach yourself. I've got to turn this upside down to add this and to change it out. And then before I take this one off, I'm going to make sure and, you know, basically try to beat out all the chalk and all those things. But it's not going to be mess free. I'll just tell you that right now. So overall, would I recommend it? Probably not. Just to be honest with you, it's another one of those Klein tools, kind of like the stapler way back in the day. I hate to say that I don't like it, and I hate to discourage people from buying tools, but I'm just going to be honest about it. I don't think it's a hit, and it's not for me, but it might be for you, so I'm going ahead and sharing it. Maybe the pitfalls of it, this little thing here, and again, the mess of it, and just the fact that you're really, if this stops working, it's not going to be very useful. So I just don't know what you're going to do about that. But I'm just letting you know that they're out there. I'm giving you the information in which I have and my experience with it and the little amount that I've used it. And again, take my word for what it is. You might want to try it yourself and test it out. Maybe it's the right tool for you, but it's just not for me. So just letting you get that information. I hope this is useful in some way. Hope you get something out of it. But as always, stay safe. Have a blessed day. See you on the next video.